You're done for! Oh, crap! Oh.
Calm down, Harvey. It's all over.
I'll kill you!
That little brat is me, Harvey Hart. But keep your lectures to yourself, alright? I lived in an orphanage and had no pocket money. What I did have was the ability to masterfully get into trouble.
Scared? Ha! You coward.
And by the way, that bully later got back at me and even knocked out my tooth. But this is a story about my friendship with Richie Bowers.
Get in, sweetie. Mommy's gonna buy you ice cream. Bring your friend along.
And that's Richie's awesome mom. At my age, all boys were interested in are two types of movies. Those about superheroes and, well, adult ones. Richie's mom, as you can see, was clearly not Batman.
Man, your mom starred in... She finished her career, got it? It's over.
Richie grew up smart and went to a medical college. I was still a slob, though. We were extremely different. But that didn't stop us from being friends.
Quit staring at my mom!
Richie has left for school. What are we gonna do, Miss Bowers?
Take it out, sweetie.
I was helping Miss Bowers take care of the lawn in my free time. What did you think she meant? Are those Richie's new neighbors? What a creepy guy. The chick is awesome, though. Hey, what are you doing? That was how I met Thomas. The guy turned out to be some sort of criminal and offered me a chance to earn some money. All I had to do was take his daughter out a couple times. That was probably the beauty that had been standing by Thomas. Suspicious, but tempting. I'm in. I came to pick up Thomas's daughter the next evening, but I was in for a disappointment. It's a pleasure meeting you.
That's my wife, you idiot! Here's my flower, Sandy.
A flower? That was the whole damn bush. I'd already spent the money, so how could I refuse now? Okay, let's go. I promise I won't hit on your daughter.
Of course you will. You better watch your step and not hurt Sandy.
I knew Thomas was serious, so for the next few days, I took Sandy out on dates to work off the money. But that became harder and harder by the day. She was messy and terribly clingy. You should have some dessert, dear. One day, I saw Richie having dinner with some girl when Sandy and I came to the restaurant.
This is Nina, my girlfriend.
I'm Harvey, this nerd's friend.
And I'm Sandy. I'm gonna be Mrs. Hart soon, and we're gonna have a bunch of babies.
I hadn't signed up for that. It was time to get rid of that annoying idiot.
I can't believe you dated her for money.
Not everyone is lucky enough to have a rich mom like you. Anyway, I'm gonna break up with Sandy tomorrow and forget everything that happened like a bad dream.
Good luck, bro. I hope her dad doesn't kill you. If I see my daughter crying because of you again, I'll bury you in my backyard.
Richie had been right. As soon as I tried to break up with Sandy, she threw a fit, and her father started threatening me. If I couldn't break up with her, then I simply had to make her want to dump me instead. I asked Richie's girlfriend for help. I wanted Sandy to catch us in bed. I even had to lie and tell her Richie had approved of my plan. He wouldn't have actually allowed Nina to take any part in my dirty play.
Well, if it's for Richie.
I really liked that part of the plan. Sandy was about to show up and see us together. We could already hear her footsteps. But Richie came in instead of Sandy.
You're both traitors! I hate you!
So Richie didn't know anything about this? Did you lie to me? You jerk!
Guys, wait! Yeah, Harvey Hart, you screwed up big this time. But that was just the beginning. Thomas invited me to his house and said that his daughter dreamed of a magnificent wedding and made it clear in no uncertain terms what would happen to me if I refused to get married to her.
What do you say, son?
I agree. I could either be killed and buried or married against my will. Both options weren't great, to be honest. I had to think of something. I staged my own death. Genius, right? Bloop. And I waved goodbye to all my problems. A few days later, the cops found my car. I was declared missing and presumed dead. Great. Now I had to lay low. The most important thing is not to get caught. Moving to another city with no money wasn't my best idea. I had to look for places to sleep and work for food. Meanwhile, everyone in my hometown thought I was dead. I hadn't even told Richie the truth. He hated me anyway. Hey, mister, watch out!
Thank you, buddy. I owe you my life.
Mr. Expensive Suit introduced himself as Roberts and treated me to lunch as a thank you. He was an important businessman, and that hadn't been the first time his competitors had arranged an accident to get rid of him.
A reliable man is worth his weight in gold these days. Do you want to work for me?
Life took a sharp turn. I became Mr. Roberts' personal bodyguard. The job wasn't hard, and he paid me well. And one chilly evening, I met her again.
Watch where you're going, you fool. Harvey Hart?
Nina! I gave her a ride home, and she told me that after breaking up with Richie, she'd moved to that city to start over. We had a lot in common, huh? I wanted to find a way to make amends and invited Nina for coffee. From that day on, we started hanging out, and then dating, and eventually living together. But soon, our perfect life was interrupted. I had to accompany Mr. Roberts to negotiations with his former competitor that were taking place in my hometown. I tried to calm down. A year had passed. Everyone had probably already forgotten about me. However, when Mr. Roberts gave the address to the taxi driver, I realized with horror that we were about to meet Sandy's father. Damn! If Thomas found out I was alive, I would be finished. I had to quickly lie. Oh, I shouldn't have had that burrito at the gas station.
My God, you look like you're about to give birth. Go see a doctor.
Roberts left to negotiate with Thomas, and I drove aimlessly around the city in the taxi until we ended up in the cemetery. Slow down, buddy. I wanted to look at my own tombstone. However, when I got closer, I saw Richie there.
Sometimes I wanted to strangle you, especially when you were joking about my mom's underwear. But life's boring without you. I miss you, bro.
It was so damn touching. I was such a jerk. I should have told the truth to Richie right away. Surprise, I'm not dead. I could have probably found a better way to tell him the news. At first, Richie was stunned, and when I told him about staging my own death, he lost his temper.
You idiot!
Damn, I tried to do the right thing. Cursing everything in the world, I decided to drown my sorrows in a bar.
Want some company, handsome?
Some girl decided to keep me company. One thing led to another, and we got a motel room. In the morning, the mysterious stranger disappeared, and I called Mr. Roberts, but he didn't answer. However, Richie had calmed down and called me. He wanted us to meet.
I'm so glad you're alive.
Oh, Miss Bowers, no one gives hugs as good as you. Richie had calmed down a bit and told me how he'd spent that year.
I graduated from college, and now I'm doing an internship at a clinic. I'm also getting married soon.
You're kidding me! Who's the lucky girl?
Oh, you know her. It's Sandy.
It turned out that after my alleged death, Richie and Sandy had been there for each other as friends. It must have gone well, because now they were preparing for a wedding. I'm sorry, man.
Well, Sandy's gotten a lot prettier. Oh, there she is.
Oh, crap. Had I slept with my ex and my friend's fiancé the day before? Judging by her face, Sandy had sobered up and realized what had happened. When Richie left, I whispered to Sandy that I would no longer deceive my friend.
If you tell him, I'll tell my father you're alive.
Go ahead. I'm leaving town today.
Okay. Can I at least talk to Richie myself?
That's probably for the best.
Dear, I need to tell you something.
What? Harvey, is that true?
Sorry, man. It only happened once, and I didn't even like it.
I'll kill you!
Richie got really mad, and I had to run away from him. Roberts wasn't picking up the phone, so I decided to look for him at Sandy's father's place, especially since I'd seen Thomas leave. I asked Thomas's wife where Mr. Roberts was, but then...
Darling, have you seen my wallet? I seem to have forgotten. Who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
He's looking for someone called Roberts.
He left last night and... Wait a minute.
Thomas was furious that I had faked my own death to avoid marrying Sandy. So, for the second time that morning, I had to run away from an angry man.
You're done! done for? Oh, crap.
Calm down, Harvey. It's all over.
I'll kill you! I told you to stay away from her.
Just chill out. Sandy isn't worth it.
What does Sandy have to do with it? I'm talking about my mom.
I finally realized what had happened. Instead of telling Richie the truth, Sandy had told him that I'd spent the night with his mom.
I'm glad we cleared everything up. Not even mad about Sandy cheating on me. At first, I really liked her, but then she became too annoying. At least now I can cancel the wedding. I'm gonna go and tell her family to go to hell right now.
I explained why that was not the best idea. After all, I'd just seen my boss's body in Thomas's backyard.
Then we'll call the cops.
What's the matter, officer?
I showed the cop the place where I'd seen the body.
What? It's not real. Of course. It's a Halloween prop.
It can't be. Search the house. The body is here somewhere.
Well, guys, a false denunciation.
The scumbag had hidden the body, but the cop didn't believe us. Damn, if Thomas got his hands on us, I decided I would be safer in prison and pushed the officer so he'd arrest me.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
However, Richie didn't understand my plan, and while the officer was handcuffing me, my friend escaped. I spent the night behind bars. It wasn't a luxury suite, of course, but at least Thomas couldn't hurt me there.
Out.
After I was released, I decided to find Richie and leave the town. Miss Bowers, what happened?
Oh, Harvey. Richie's dead.
What? Was it Thomas? It turned out that a lot of things had happened the previous night. Richie's charred car had been found in a wasteland with human bones inside. It wasn't possible to identify the victim by them. They'd also found a canister next to them. It said property of Thomas Smith. The cops grew suspicious and searched Thomas's garage, only to find Robert's body in it. Sandy's dad was finally arrested, but it cost my friend his life. No, Richie, you didn't deserve to die like that. There was no reason for me to stay in that city. I wanted to go home and fall into Nina's arms as soon as possible. Miss Bowers, I've always admired you. You deserve more than being stuck in this hole.
Thank you, sweetie.
Baby, I'm home. It was finally over. Or was it? What's... Richie? You're alive?
Let me explain.
Come here, man. I'm so glad you're alive. Even though your skinny butt is next to my girlfriend. Richie told me what had happened. That night, while I was relaxing behind bars, Richie had come up with a better plan. When he ran away from Thomas, he took a canister with him, and then he used my idea and faked his own death. He got the bones in the clinic he worked in. Then, his mother pretended to mourn him, and voila! Thomas's place was searched, and he got arrested. But why didn't you tell me you were alive?
I wanted you to know what it was like. I spent a whole year thinking you were dead. I'm sorry about Nina. I had to lay low, so I came here, and then our old feelings came rushing back.
Back then, you broke up because of me. You should be together. Be happy, guys. What a story. We swapped girlfriends, made a mess, and taught Thomas a lesson. But I was missing something.
I've been thinking about your words, honey, and I've decided, to hell with it. I want to go to Vegas. Want to join me?
Oh, Miss Bowers.
Nobody else will dump Sandy Smith.
Damn it. Dinner parties, expensive drinks, sophisticated discussions, good manners. Look at that girl. A perfect aristocratic young lady. She is pretty, well-mannered, educated, and she hates everything that is happening. How do I know that? Nice to meet you. That girl is me, Amelia Jackson's. My mom and dad drowned on a boat trip because of a storm, so my grandfather had to raise me. He was obsessed with the idea of raising me to be a real lady. I wasn't happy about it, but even though I was a child, I realized my grandfather was ridiculously rich and old. So as soon as he kicked the bucket, I would get all his money. Except years passed and Grandpa was in no hurry to die. I even started to think he was some sort of immortal Count Dracula, but...
Miss Amelia, Mr. Jackins, he died in his sleep.
Really? What a tragedy! My grandfather died, so it's time to get my inheritance. Give me the papers, I'll sign them, get the money, and live without a worry in the world. Preferably somewhere on the Caribbean coast.
Take your time, Miss Jackins. There are some conditions that your grandfather outlined in his will.
Damn it! What conditions? Did he have illegitimate children? Am I not the only heiress?
No. You need to get married.
What? I'd rather jump out the window.
My granddaughter, Amelia Jackins, should get the money bequeathed to her 6 months after she marries Count Theodore Eckbert, whom I chose as her life partner.
Thanks a lot, you senile old man. Count Eckbert was probably 100 years old. I could get any guy I wanted, and he chose Theodore Eckbert, heir to the largest watch corporation. Eckbert and Son, graduates from college with honors. He's handsome. Young Theodore Eckbert takes part in a charity event to help the Whale Rescue Foundation. Theodore Eckbert gifts several rare additions to the Central Library. Another aristocratic bore. Okay, I would become Countess Eckbert, get the money, and a quick divorce. Easy. It seemed my grandfather had informed the Eckberts about his plans because soon I got an invitation to dinner at their mansion. When Teddy was a kid, he didn't want to learn how to ride horses. Can you imagine? He was such a naughty boy.
Mother, what will Lady Jackins think of me?
Please, Theodore, it's obvious you are a real gentleman. Ew, I was sick of such sugary conversations. However, I had to act like a lady and make them like me or wave my grandfather's money goodbye. By the way, Theodore wasn't as boring as he seemed at the beginning. He turned out to be a very nice, cheerful, and caring guy, and I was starting to think that marrying him wouldn't be that bad.
I've never met a prettier, kinder, or smarter girl than you, Miss Jackins. You stepped into my life and lit it up like a ray of sunshine.
God, Theodore. Damn, Teddy, get to the point.
Amelia, will you do me the honor of becoming my wife?
I will, for half a year at least. Everything was going according to my plan. We had a fancy wedding, spent our honeymoon by the sea, and I realized that I liked being Countess Eckbert. We lived in an estate. Theodore gifted me bouquets, brought me coffee in bed every morning, and positively glowed with happiness. He even offered to take over the management of my grandfather's affairs.
Honey, are you really interested in all that paperwork? I can't let my wife die of boredom.
Oh, Teddy, you're such a darling. I do hate bookkeeping. I was all too happy to leave the business issues to my husband and live the easy life of a rich lady.
We won't have to wait much longer. Be patient, dear. Things will change soon.
What did he mean by that? Did Teddy have a mistress?
Amelia, is something wrong?
Who were you chatting with so sweetly?
My mom. She decided to begin a course of beauty injections and now complains about how much it hurts.
Damn, I was a fool. He was definitely in love with me. How could he have a mistress? I felt awkward. Your mom, of course.
By the way, honey, I have a gift for you.
What is this? A luxury spa hotel by the sea.
I decided that my wife should take a break from the high life and relax.
Kitten, you're the best! The next morning, Theodore left to deal with some terribly important issues with his business partners, and I packed my things and headed to the spa hotel.
Good afternoon, Countess Eckbert.
That was Alex, the driver of my hubby's family. It seemed I would have to put up with that idiot on the road. I hadn't learned how to drive because of my grandfather's hang-ups. The old senile man believed ladies shouldn't drive. Be careful, the suitcase might be too heavy for you.
I'm certainly stronger than you, lady.
Was that idiot laughing at me?
I didn't know Mr. Eckbert was such a reckless guy.
What do you mean?
If my wife was such a beauty, I would never let her go to a resort alone.
Watch your tongue. I'm a countess, not a girl from a country disco. One word from me and you'll be fired.
I'm sorry, Miss Eckbert.
It seemed that Jock realized he had gone too far and finally shut up. Hey, what's going on?
I don't get it. The wheel is moving on its own. Hey, Countess? Come on, open your eyes.
Damn. Have you forgotten how to drive? We almost died!
Hey, easy. I had nothing to do with it. Something in the car broke.
It's your job to check the car before the trip. You're fired. By the way, where are we?
We're about halfway there. Damn, no signal.
Damn it. No signal, no cars. If I'm not home by morning, you're fired.
You've already fired me today.
Well, I'm hiring you back.
Thank you.
You're fired again. Damn it! Finally, we decided to knock. Brr, what a guy.
Sorry to bother you, but we had an accident. We need to make a call.
There ain't no signal here. No one drives on the highway at night. Stay the night and catch a ride in the morning.
I didn't want to spend the night on the highway. The man introduced himself as Bobby, fed us, and gave us a place to sleep. We were exhausted and fell asleep at once, but then I heard rustling and woke up. He was doing something to Alex. Like, we didn't have enough problems already. Damn it, damn it, damn it! I had to get out of there. It was time to run away. Wait, Alex was still in the house. I got out. There was no need to play a hero. That jock was a big boy. He would be fine. The damn psycho was waking up.
Countess? What?
Get up, you oaf! He wanted to kill us! My legs are going to fall off soon. This isn't how I imagined my spa vacation.
Thanks for not leaving me there. You're not as insufferable as you seem.
I only woke you up to have a muscled man protecting my lordship on the way home. Hey, hey!
It's useless. He was driving too fast to notice us.
God damn it!
That's not very ladylike.
Shut up, you idiot. We finally got to a gas station and I breathed a sigh of relief. Theodore was probably losing his mind. Oh, there was the pickup.
There's a payphone here. I'll try calling 911.
Great. I'm going to buy some food at the mini market and tell the cretin in the pickup he shouldn't exceed the speed limit. Hey, is anyone here? Hello?
The prey never escapes Bobby.
Damn it. Where the hell did you learn to do that? Did you take some Rambo courses?
Several years in the American Army. Help me lift this boar. We need to tie him up.
Oh, if my grandfather could see what his young granddaughter was doing, he would have kicked the bucket for the second time.
He cut the wires of the payphone.
This bastard probably finds victims among his customers so that he doesn't yell when he wakes up.
Are you sure you're a lady?
My grandfather wanted me to be, but alas, I am who I am. To be honest, all these adventures have been fun. I don't know how to go back to the life of an aristocrat after all this excitement. It's terribly boring, to be honest.
But you could live differently, right?
Wait, were we having a moment? Mind your own business. We decided not to go anywhere else and wait for someone to stop at the gas station. I hoped it wouldn't be another psycho with a gun. Hey, you're a former military man. Why do you work as a driver?
Eckberts pay well. I need to help my dead brother's family. He was a military man too.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. And thanks for saving me.
Yeah, you're not so bad either. You even knocked out the bastard in that house.
Well, I'm not weaker than you, big guy.
You sure about that?
What was it they wrote in girly books? Butterflies in the stomach? Weakling. I was starting to believe in miracles. Of course, we turned the jerk over to the police. They were quite surprised to hear about our adventures. We gave testimony and finally went to the Eckberts' estate. By the way, I was surprised that no one had reported me missing. Theodore probably didn't think I was in trouble and assumed I was still in the spa hotel.
Amelia, how are you?
Teddy, it was terrible. Of course, my hubby was shocked.
Let's go inside. Calm down and tell me everything from the beginning.
I finally cleaned myself up, had a good night's sleep, and went back to being an aristocratic wife. However, a couple days later, Theodore came to me all bright-eyed.
Honey, get ready. I have a surprise for you.
What are you talking about, Teddy?
Don't forget to bring a swimsuit.
He had something interesting planned. We got into the car and Alex drove us to a picturesque lake.
This is for you, my love.
He was such a romantic. It was so unexpected. We changed our clothes and sunbathed a little, and then Theodore suggested we go on a boat trip.
Here's a toast to our family.
I'll drink to that. Why aren't you drinking? And then I felt very dizzy. Everything went dark and I passed out. Alex, what happened? Where is Theodore? Why the hell am I soaking wet?
Because, honey, it seems somebody wanted to become a widower.
Theodore?
Yes, he's in the car. I knocked him out with the bottle. He'd apparently put sleeping pills in the champagne.
But how did you know?
Let's go. I'll tell you on the way. I couldn't stop thinking about the accident and why it happened. I personally checked the car the evening before our trip, and there was nothing wrong with it. Then, I remembered that earlier that evening before the trip, Theodore came into the garage and said that the food had been delivered to the kitchen and I was to help the cooks with it. I was surprised. The cooks had never needed my help before, but an order was an order. I didn't think much of it at the time. But then I started wondering, what if Mr. Eckbert had messed with the car for some reason? And then he said that you were going on a boat trip. I hid on the shore and saw you pass out after drinking the champagne. Instead of trying to wake you up, Theodore just threw you overboard and quickly swam to shore. Luckily, the lake is small. I managed to pull you out before you became fish food.
I couldn't believe it. Theodore wanted to kill me? But why?
Everyone knows that you're the only heiress of Mr. Jackins. Maybe he wanted to get his hands on your fortune.
The Eckberts already have a lot of money.
Let the cops deal with it. In any case, he tried to kill you, and that can't go unpunished.
Alex and I brought Theodore to a police station. After he woke up, he was immediately arrested. An investigation began, and soon I found out the horrible truth. The Eckberts had been bankrupt for a long time. They were spending the last of their money and dreaming of getting rich again, probably with little effort. Soon, they got their chance. My grandfather, obsessed with the idea of marrying me to an aristocrat, came to them and announced his plans.
My granddaughter is a lovely young lady with excellent education and impeccable manners. I would like her husband to be an aristocrat too.
As soon as Grandpa died, the Eckberts took the bull by the horns. They invited me to dinner, and their son played the role of a man in love, even though he already had a girlfriend at that time. He assured her he would find a way to get rid of his wife as soon as possible and get the multi-million-dollar inheritance. After a while, my caring spouse sent me on a spa vacation, hoping it would be the last trip in my life. The cops examined my mangled car and confirmed that the steering system had been intentionally damaged. However, I came back, and Theodore decided it was time for desperate measures. You know the rest. Goodbye, Countess Eckbert.
Miss Jackins, your grandfather wrote that if for some reason your marriage to Mr. Eckbert didn't work out, he had another candidate with an excellent pedigree.
Yeah, no.
But the inheritance?
I'm good. I had other plans.
Emily?
I'm sorry I was so insufferable. And, yeah. Alex and I became a couple. That oaf confessed that he had fallen in love with me as soon as he saw me. A couple of months later, the Eckberts' estate was auctioned to repay their debts. Theodore went to jail, and Alex got a job in the police. Now we live together. I even learned how to cook. To be honest, I'm much happier than I used to be. Grandpa's lawyer? Hello.
Miss Jackins, could you come by my office?
I didn't know what he could possibly want, but came anyway. Hello? Has something happened?
Today is exactly 6 months after the death of Mr. Jackins, and it's time for you to get your inheritance.
But I didn't fulfill the conditions. I didn't marry an aristocrat. Well, I did, but it didn't end well.
Your grandfather was prepared for that too. He knew that you were growing up spoiled and greedy.
That was unpleasant to hear, of course, but it was the truth.
He was testing you. If you had fulfilled the marriage condition, then in 6 months, you would have gotten a quarter of his fortune, while the rest would have gone to charity. But there was also a second option. If you didn't agree to a loveless marriage and refused to fulfill such conditions, then in 6 months, you would get everything.
Damn, it turns out that Grandpa loved pranks.
That was it? Was a good life. Can you say with confidence that your life is perfect? I can. My name is Mark Miller. You've probably heard of me. The one and only beloved son of the furniture magnates and an excellent student with an impeccable reputation. This is my girlfriend, Lacey. We're going to my parents' place to tell them that we're engaged. What wonderful news, isn't that right, honey?
That's amazing.
I immediately realized that something was wrong. There will be no wedding. What? Are you kidding me? Lacey and I have been together for 2 years, and we went to...
Mark, your father is serious. You can't marry her.
Is it because she's from an ordinary family? Our business is on the verge of ruin. Everyone was full of surprises that day.
Mr. Berg, your father's partner, is the only one who can save us. He has the investment funds we need, and...
What does my engagement have to do with this? Mr. Berg will only help us if you marry his daughter, Mindy. What the hell? No! I don't want anyone but my girlfriend.
Mark, please, just one meeting.
Mom used the forbidden technique of her pleading look. And of course I gave in. I agreed to have dinner with Mr. Berg and his daughter. However, I decided Mark Miller wouldn't be his usual charming self. Our kids finally meet. I dare to hope they'll have a bright future together. Yummy! I'm getting drunk tonight. Mindy Berg turned out to be a real beauty, but I didn't care because I was going to marry Lacey, no matter what. My daughter won a major beauty contest last month.
Oh, that's just wonderful. Mark is successful as well. He graduated from the State University with honors and is already doing serious scientific research.
Well, of course I am. You and Dad paid my teachers well, after all. I might have gone too far. What the hell was that, Mark? How could you act that way at the Bergs?
God, we are doomed. Our son has ruined our lives.
Mom, don't be so dramatic. I felt nervous next to someone as beautiful as Mindy. Of course, Mr. Berg called my father that evening. I decided to go to Lacey so we could laugh together at how I broke off one engagement for the sake of another. However, her reaction surprised me.
So if you don't marry their partner's daughter, your parents will lose their business?
Well, sort of. Just imagine, they wanted to sell me to the Bergs for some sort of investment.
Mark, are you an idiot?
Excuse me? Lacey, what are you talking about?
If your relatives lose their money, you will too, you damn idiot. What will we live on?
I'll get a job at the university. They pay well.
Really? Listen here, Mark Miller. Either you find a way to save your parents' business, or we're done.
I wasn't expecting that from Lacey, but I had to do something because I couldn't live without her.
Hi, dear. I see you are troubled. Let me read your palm and I'll tell you what awaits you.
That was the last thing I need. I don't believe in fortune tellings, and I won't give you any money.
Oh, I don't need your money, honey.
Yeah, sure.
I see you're afraid of losing your beloved and trying to find a way out.
It was crazy, but Okay, tell me.
You will go through a lot of trials. You will lose your loved one and then find love again. You'll have to do something with all your heart.
It was nonsense. I was sure of it. I couldn't stop thinking about that woman's words. The love I could lose was Lacey. What else did she say? I had to do something with all my heart, right? I will marry Mindy. You should have said that earlier. Mr. Berg changed his mind because of your awful behavior at that dinner.
It's too late, Mark. We had a chance, and you blew it because of your selfishness.
Yeah, Mark, you screwed up.
Honey, hi. Transfer me a couple $100, sweetie. I want to go shopping.
Oh, yeah, sure, baby. Give me a sec. As soon as I heard her voice, I realized that I missed her like crazy and wanted to see her. I headed to her house, hoping to meet Lacey before she ran off to shop. What the hell? Who was that guy? Baby, what was that? Who was that guy? I gave you money for shopping.
Kitten, it's just a delivery guy.
Sorry. Things have been crazy lately. Anyway, I told Lacey what I did for her. She promised she would put up with my fake relationship with Berg's daughter and wait for me to deal with it all. So, I started trying to win over Mindy Berg, and it seemed to be working. One day, she asked me to wait for her near her modeling agency so that we could go to the cinema together. Finally. Wait, who's that old guy? What the hell? Was she having fun with a sugar daddy while I was trying to be a good boyfriend?
Oh, and this is my good friend Mark. He's a popular model. Mark, this is Mr. Priestley.
What a handsome young man.
That old man was almost drooling as he looked at me. Ugh.
I'm having a costume party at my mansion soon. I would love to see you there.
Wow, we will definitely come.
The old man left in a fancy car, and I demanded an explanation from Mindy. Of course, I wasn't expecting the truth to be quite that terrible. It turned out that my fake bride didn't want to be a model at all. She'd always dreamed of becoming a private detective. A few years ago, she started working with an agency behind her father's back. Now, in order to get licensed, she had to demonstrate her skills. That old man was involved in some nasty stuff connected to the models. She had to win the beauty contest to get closer to him. The prize was a contract with a popular agency that old pervert used to find his young victims.
I'm not all that eager to marry you, you know? But for some reason, my father decided that you and I are the perfect couple.
My parents' business is struggling right now. Mr. Berg is the only one who can help. So, they think that our wedding is a smart move.
I have an idea. You will help me investigate this case, and in return, I will ask my father to help your parents' business without us having to marry.
Mindy turned out to be a great girl. We found a compromise that would suit both of us.
Keep your eyes peeled. I need a scoop.
We have the hidden cameras. Don't worry, we'll find something. Everything looked pretty normal. There were no scandals or vulgarity. That face looked familiar. I had seen him somewhere. But of course, it was that guy Lacey had paid for the delivery. Except, was he really a courier? It seemed my girlfriend was hiding something.
Oh, Mark. Mindy, baby. I'm so glad to see you. Isn't it time we got a room?
I've been dreaming about it all evening.
Mindy, it could be dangerous.
I have something for self-defense.
Was she crazy? A hairpin. Was she going to scratch him to death? But Mindy looked confident, so I calmed down. A little. God, it was disgusting.
Mark, my boy, come here.
Mindy gave me an encouraging look, and I stepped up to the throne.
Get on your knees and kiss my feet, pretty boy.
What? I couldn't stand it any longer. I was in so much trouble. How was I supposed to get out of there now? She looked familiar.
Sorry, ma'am. Everyone earns the way they can.
Damn it! That voice? That figure!
Jesus, Mark, are you okay?
Mindy? Were you worried about me?
We need to get out of here. I managed to collect so much material the old man will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Mindy, watch out!
There's nowhere to run. Damn, we're finished. They'll skin us alive.
While Mindy was panicking, I was looking around. Hooray! There was a balcony there.
Mark, we're screwed.
Get a grip, we have no time for this.
Mark, we're so high. We'll fall.
Do you trust me? Let's run to the parking lot. Oh, I think you twisted your ankle. Can you walk?
No. Mark, take the memory card and give it to the detectives.
No, I'm not leaving you.
We have dirt on Mr. Priestley.
It seemed that old man was well known in the city. The cop immediately ran to his boss, and we were invited into his office. You guys managed to find some valuable information. Let's go check something out.
What are we doing here?
Dying for your curiosity.
Damn it! The officer worked for him.
Thank you for your promptness, officer.
You traitor!
Hand over the materials and forget everything you've seen.
They were going to take the data and finish us off. Mindy, no! Damn, Mindy, did you kill him?
I just knocked him out. The pin had been dipped in a potent sedative.
We managed to escape after all. Mindy delivered the footage into safe hands, and Mr. Presley went on trial. She also fulfilled her promise. Mindy managed to convince her father to help my parents, and soon, thanks to his investments, their business not only stayed afloat, it flourished.
Kitten, I missed you so much. We had our misunderstanding, but that's all over, right?
I missed her too because I still loved her, but I wasn't about to forget about her being a robber that easily. I know what you've been up to. Dressing up as a maid and robbing rich people during parties? That guy wasn't a courier, but a waiter who helps you get into parties for money. My money.
Oh, Mark, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I was so scared that I would have to live in poverty when I found out your parents were against our wedding. I don't know how it happened, really. I love you so much. Will you forgive me, darling?
Of course, dummy. Everything will be all right. Now, nothing will stop us from getting married. Mindy and I did something. Of course, I told Lacey about everything that happened to us. She was shocked.
You're a real hero. You went through so much for the sake of our love. I want to thank Mindy. Let's hang out at my house.
It wasn't a bad idea. For some reason, Mindy didn't seem very enthusiastic, but agreed.
I'm so glad we finally met.
It wasn't a bad idea. For some reason, Mindy didn't seem very enthusiastic, but she agreed nonetheless.
Let's drink to our meeting.
I feel weird. What was going on? What the... Lacey, baby, where are we?
I see your new girlfriend is awake. Come in, guys. Your presents are ready. You sold us out! Sorry, honey. Everyone earns the way they can.
Oh, you're done for. You should have stayed out of this. I was going to kill you painlessly, but after the materials were made public and I went on trial, I decided to enjoy my revenge. You will die slowly.
Damn, they decided to create a gas chamber for us.
Mark, I'm sorry. I got you into this mess and now we're both going to die.
No way. Let's get out of here.
There's no way out.
Come on, I'll lift you up. You can crawl through the vents and get out. Get up!
But what about you?
I was wondering if it was the gas or the kiss making me dizzy. We're running out of time. Go! That was it. It was a good life. Hold on. Don't shed a tear just yet. As you can see, I'm still alive. Mindy got out of that damn basement and called for help before I kicked the bucket. Still, that was close. The doctors had to work hard to bring me back from the brink of death. All the newspapers wrote about the old pervert. Mindy made sure of that. She told the whole truth about Presley's dealings and finally got a private investigator's license. Of course, her dad, Mr. Berg, was shocked. But then, he even helped Mindy open her own detective agency. Presley went to jail. Just imagine. I even testified as a witness. As for Lacey, she's somewhere in Europe now. I hope she's doing okay.
Thank you for saving me back then.
I mean, you probably would have done the same thing. I did it with all my heart.
You will lose your loved one and then find love again. You'll have to do something with all your heart.
Hey, Mark, what's wrong?
Nothing. I just realized we got our happy ending.
I can't believe it. It was him.
It's going to be all right, Miss Rhyme.
Yeah, sure. It sounds cliche, but my childhood was an absolute nightmare. Where are you looking? I'm here.
BK Rhyme.
Get out of here, you hamster.
And that rich jerk is Lester Gribble. I hated him, but at the same time, I was in love with him. That's so embarrassing.
I will never like such a poor and ugly girl.
Why did I hang out at his house at all? My dad worked as a personal chef for Mr. Gribble Sr., Lester's dad. Ugh, he was such a nasty old man. Why am I talking in past tense? Well, one day, there was a party at the Gribble's house. I was waiting for Dad to be done with work when I saw something weird.
The cook is such a jerk. Would have been such a cool prank.
Dad!
Take your hands off me.
Mr. Gribble Sr. died after eating something. He was terribly allergic to seafood, and half an hour before his death, Lester had thrown out a rotten shrimp. Was it coincidence? I didn't think so. Except they blamed the cook for everything. That was how my terrible childhood in an orphanage began. I had no one but my dad to look after me. Here's me as an adult. Why am I crying? Let me rewind. As you can see, I grew up a real beauty. After college, I opened a small catering agency with my friend Joe. Everything was going well until...
Hi, BK. You got a letter.
I'm listening. Dad died in prison. There were only 2 days left until his release. It was so unfair. He asked the letter to be delivered to me after his death. If you're reading this, it means I'm dead. You should know that the letter was so old, it was no longer possible to distinguish the words. To find out what Dad had wanted to say, I brought it to a restorer. He set to work but warned me it would take time.
Here's your cure for sadness. Ta-da!
Joe was a great guy, but every week I had to come up with a new excuse not to go on a date with him. He was like a brother to me, you know? He wouldn't give up, though.
Right, let's get to work. We've been getting calls from the bank. If we don't pay off the loan, we'll lose the agency.
I know, but there hasn't been many clients lately. If only someone would come in and say, "Hello, I want to order catering."
Hello, I want to order catering.
Joe and I almost choked on our coffees. Joe was overjoyed. Well, I realized that the well-groomed and handsome guy in front of me was the jerk Lester I used to know as a kid. He had ruined my life. I had to live in orphanage after orphanage, and my father had died in prison because of him. Meanwhile, he got an inheritance and lived without a worry in the world. I wanted to throw something heavy at him and show him the door. But then I I looked at his stupid face and realized that Lester hadn't recognized me. Ha! Of course he didn't! I decided to use the chance and take revenge on Lester. Please, have a seat. My name is Kay. Just Kay. I spent the whole night searching for information about Gribble Jr. on the internet. In the morning, when I came to him to discuss the details of the order, I already knew about his international business, collections of sports cars, and bride, Miss Malibu 2020. Fake as they come. What a nice life you have, scumbag. Coming up with a plan was easy. I needed to destroy everything Lester held dear. As a bonus, I wanted to break his heart, as he had once broken mine.
I will never like such a poor and ugly girl.
We'll see about that. So, it will be a reception in honor of your birthday? Oh,
This is my fiancée, Mary Sue.
nice to meet you. Great body. Tan you have there. Who is this?
This is Kay. She's helping me organize this celebration.
So, we aren't going to Bali? Please, Lester. I was going to prepare a surprise for you.
Mary, please, not in front of other people. This reception isn't just for me, but also for my company's partners. It's very important for my business. The company is facing problems right now, I told you.
Blah, blah, blah. Mr. Boring. Seems there was trouble in paradise. I figured out how to get rid of my rival.
Sorry about this, Kay. Where were we?
We discussed the order and I was going back to my office when I accidentally heard something interesting. Mom, Lester doesn't love me at all.
You idiot! Who cares about love? The most important thing is that he is rich.
Yeah, but I wanted to surprise him.
My God. I hope you weren't planning to tell him you had been on the cover of a men's magazine.
Oh no. Lester can't find out what I'm doing before I met him, or how old I really am.
Then act like a lady, for God's sake.
Well. Joe, could you dig something up for me? While everyone was enjoying the party, Joe and I, as the organizers, were overseeing everything. The reception was a success, but Lester still had a big surprise waiting for him. This is for the 7th table. Is everything ready?
Yeah, but BK, are you sure revenge will make you happy? So much time has already passed. You were children. You could have misunderstood something.
Joe, my dear, just help me crush this jerk, and I promise I'll go on a date with you.
Now we're talking.
Joe helped me find an interesting video, and now we wanted all the guests to enjoy it.
This is my fiancée, Mary Sue.
Do you mind if I join your bachelor party?
Oh yeah, baby!
Mary, what is the meaning of this?
This? Why is it showing this?
You've embarrassed me.
Oops. Now, follow the plan and go up to Lester's office. I want to see his face when he discovers my gift. I was young. I needed money.
God, what else don't I know about you? And what's this?
I can explain everything.
I can't believe this is the woman I was going to marry.
You are a jerk. I only loved your money. While Lester was dealing with all the drama, Joe stole a tablet from his office. Well done. Well, our work here is done, Mr. Gribble.
Thank you, Kay. You know, you actually... No, never mind.
My buddy's kid even hacked it.
You're a miracle worker.
The bank has sent us a second notification.
Yes. I'll just finish dealing with Lester first. He will get what he deserves.
I thought what we did would be enough.
Oh, I'm just getting started. There was nothing compromising on the tablet. However, I found Lester's schedule for the week. Well, I knew just how to use it. Ouch!
Are you hurt? Kay, what a pleasant surprise.
Yes, I like to run here in the mornings, you know? I knew exactly where and when Lester would appear. I knew his favorite places to go to, books, movies, what kind of coffee he preferred, and where he liked to have dinner. So, I kept bumping into him and pretending it was all by accident. You're going to fall in love with me, Lester Gribble Jr.
I had no doubt I'd meet you here, Kay. This is Crime and Punishment. I love this novel.
Really? Me too! Lester's smile grew wider each time we met. He didn't miss his Mary Sue for long. Yes, Joe?
Mind telling me why the hell there are only a few cents left on the agency's account?
Joe, I took some money to rent a car.
What? BK, you're completely...
A candlelit dinner.
Okay.
Is the car ready? Right on schedule.
Kay, it seems we like the same type of cars. What happened to you?
I batted my eyelashes and said I got a flat tire. That idiot gave me his spare and, as expected, finally asked me out.
Kay, you're amazing. We have so much in common. I think it's fate.
We started dating and I often hung out at Lester's place. I decided to do a couple more dirty tricks before dumping him and breaking his heart. Joe could never refuse me and came to the rescue again. I turned off the security cameras in Lester's whole house and let him into the garage. Cut a couple of wires under the hood, let him fork out for repairs, and I'll make sure no one comes in. Joe texted me after doing that and left. I turned the cameras back on. But soon, black smoke started pouring out of the garage. What have you done? Joe, there's a fire in the garage!
Something must have short-circuited.
Are you kidding me? Although, that's even better. Good job, Joe. Except my joy was short-lived. It turned out that Lester's car collection was insured for a huge sum. So, just like after dumping his stripper bride, Lester wasn't upset for long. Heck! Have you robbed a bank?
Lester's Japanese partners came by. They are organizing an event for 100 guests. They need great catering. This is just the advance payment. Just in time, too, because I'm completely broke. I'll have to sleep in my car soon.
I was glad things at the agency were looking up, but my revenge had reached a dead end. I was almost ready to give up when karma finally caught up to Lester for the sins of his past.
Mr. Lester Gribble, I have a warrant for your arrest.
What? I demand an explanation.
You're suspected of insurance fraud.
This is nonsense. Take your hands off me.
Wow, it seemed Lester had run out of luck. His partners were shocked and said they would not make any deals with such a person. By the evening, Lester was released on bail, but he was in debt up to his, well, you get it.
Just imagine that the insurers found out that before the fire, someone had deliberately turned off the surveillance cameras in the house and then turned them back on. They think that since my business was facing problems, I had decided insurance fraud was the answer.
Honey, I'm so sorry. Sorry? Ha! I was elated! Gribble's business was slowly collapsing. He was selling his property and spending all his money on lawyers. But I was worried that Lester would get away with everything again, just like when he had been a kid and got away with every nasty thing he did. And I figured out how to finish Lester off.
It's so dark and creepy here.
There are power issues after yesterday's thunderstorm. Thank you for coming here.
Are you ready? I'd like to go to bed early. I have a meeting with my lawyer tomorrow.
Of course, sweetie. I'm going to the bathroom. Could you put these documents in the safe?
Sweetie? I like that. And the code?
It's my birthday. At night, I secretly came back to the office, took out the money, and hid it at home. All that was left to do in the morning was put on a performance. Everything was fine when I was leaving. That was our client's money. Not a single camera was working because of the thunderstorm. I'm finished. Not on my shift. We'll find the robber. There are no signs of breaking and entering. Who knew the code to the safe? Who? Just me and Joe, my partner, although, come to think of it, my boyfriend Lester Gribble Jr. knew it as well. He's having a hard time right now, but he couldn't have done that to me. We will check all possibilities. Here's my business card. If you remember anything else, call. Soon, it was confirmed that Lester's fingerprints were at the crime scene, and, of course, he was called in for questioning. So it was you! Lester, I trusted you!
Baby, I swear, I have nothing to do with this.
Except, he wasn't the only one who was called in for questioning. Joe was a suspect as well. His fingerprints were on the safe. Everyone in the city knew how much he needed money, and someone had even seen him near the office that night. I didn't want to frame Joe. I had to think fast. This is BK Rhyme. I remembered something. The night of the robbery, I was out for a run, and I saw a guy running out of the office wearing a mask. It was a Spider-Man mask, right? Joe, Lester, and some other poor guy had to take part in an investigative experiment. I was called in as a witness. Do you recognize any of them? Of course, I recognized Lester by his height and pointed at him. The one in the middle. It's him. Take off your masks. Number 3, move forward.
What? You're nuts! Get your hands off me! Off, I said!
I can't believe it. It's going to be all right, Miss Rhyme. Justice has finally been served.
Kay, what's happening? They want to charge me. Tell them what really happened.
You fool! Have you really forgotten me? I reminded Lester of all the times he had bullied me when we were kids and told him we had both lost our fathers because of his prank.
You're insane! I didn't do anything like that! I became an orphan too, in case you didn't notice! And I'm sorry. I really was a jerk back then.
It's too late to be sorry. Let's be honest. You deserve to be in jail. Bye.
BK, what are you doing here?
Joe, I took the money from the safe to frame Lester. I hid it at home and will bring it back to the office in the morning. I'm sorry you got involved.
To hell with the money. It's finally over. We can be together.
Here's the thing, Joe. I lied so that you would help me get revenge. I only see you as a friend, and I will never date you. Well, see you tomorrow then?
I can't believe it.
That's the happy ending, right? Unfortunately, no. In the evening, the cops came over, searched my place, and found the money. It turned out that Joe had told the police everything. Well, he probably had the right to be angry. You'll have to come with us, Miss Rhyme.
Well, how's my client doing?
Lousy. Any news?
Yes, but not good ones. Mr. Gribble has been cleared of all charges and released. Joe hasn't paid off the loan, and the bank got your agency. But I brought you bail.
It's a letter from my father! Finally, it's been restored! If you're reading this, it means I'm dead. You should know that
I deserved to spend all these years in prison. Gribble Sr. put me out of business. I waited for a chance to get revenge. One evening, I kicked out a brat that was serving the guests rotten shrimp and put poison in Gribble Sr.'s food. I had been carrying it with me for a long time. You were young then, and they didn't tell you the truth. I'm sorry. I just wanted you to know the thirst for revenge ruined my life. Don't repeat my mistakes. Love, Dad.
I wanted to tell you a story about justice, but in the end, it turned into a story about me losing everything. My business, freedom, and good friend of Joe. I ruined my life and Lester's too. He was a horrible kid, but he grew up to be a decent guy, and most importantly, he is innocent. Sorry, Dad, but your advice came too late. And then a security guard showed up and said that I had been bailed out. But who would do that for me? Lester, did you bail me out?
I had to spend the last of my savings, but, I really care about you. We've hurt each other a lot, but damn it, can we try again?
What's the point? We are dirt poor. I'm going to be tired. It's over.
I have one last dollar left. Let's have coffee and try to think of a plan.
Sounds like the beginning of something good. Wait. Let's start at the beginning. I'm Claire, and I'm unstable. That's an understatement. When I get angry, I sometimes do terrifying things. It all began when I was a kid.
Hey, Claire, did you find your clothes in the trash?
What did you just say? Yeah, that little brat didn't get away with it. But that was nothing compared to what happened later. I was coming back from yoga practice. It's very soothing, I decided to walk through a park, feed the ducks, and meditate by the water. But cute, aren't they? Except that guy was my boyfriend. Of course, I immediately went berserk.
Claire? I can explain.
Will you give me a ride? It's late and I can't call a taxi. My phone is dead.
By the way, I often forgot what I did after such outbursts. As you see, my life was amazing, and it was a failure. I worked a bunch of crappy jobs. You might be wondering why I changed them so often. There was always something that pissed me off, like the customers at the gas station that were always in a hurry, or the brats who pulled the animators at parties by the costumes, or those who believed their order should have been delivered quicker. Now I'm a waitress at Don Pepperon Pizzeria. It's better than nothing because I need the money. I want to get out of this hole, which other people for some reason call a nice little town, as soon as possible. It all began right there. What's this? Damn, some people know how to party. This girl's dress is worth my annual salary. Yachts, champagne. I should return the bag. Who knows? Maybe they'll reward me. The guys in the photos are clearly swimming in money. Wait, there's something else here. Oh, business cards. Well, Edward, huh? Good afternoon. I'm Claire from the Don Pepperon Pizzeria. You left your bag here. Oh, I saw you in the photos.
Are you Claire?
Yeah, I called you.
Thank you.
Hey, what about my reward? You're such a cheapskate. I spent my working time helping you. Quit staring at me. You probably eat caviar and drink champagne every day, and yet tipping me a couple of bucks is too much for you?
Do you want to live like the people in those photos?
That would be nice. I wondered what he was talking about. Let's say I do.
Come to the entrance of Phoenix Park at 10 o'clock tonight. I have an offer for you.
Are you gonna get back to work anytime soon? Do you miss getting fined?
I'm coming. What did he mean by that? Maybe I should go. No, something wasn't right. He could kidnap me and sell me into slavery. He could make me rob banks.
Hey, idiot! I'm talking to you!
What? Were you saying something?
Damn right I was! I paid for 2 sauces. Where are they? Hurry up and bring them, or I'll leave such a nasty review you'll get fired at once. Got it?
Of course, sir. Right away. Here's your sauce, jerk. Take it.
Are you nuts? You're fired!
Great. I hope you and your Don Pepperon burn in hell. It's a dumb name. Anyone ever tell you that? You'll hear about me again. I'm going to be rich and famous. Enjoy your goddamn meal. I came to the place Edward had told me about. I wasn't late, but there was no one there. I knew it. What a scam. The guy didn't look like a robber or a slaver at first glance. It turned out he did something much more interesting.
I'm a journalist. People love juicy details of the superstars' lives, and this girl is my secret agent. She goes to parties, collects the information I need, and I pay her good money.
Why do you need me then?
You're hot. Celebrities love pretty girls. I'm offering you a job because I'm expanding the staff of my secret agents. Or do you want to go back to Don Pepperon?
Hell no. I have other plans. I want to live well, not run myself ragged in a diner. If you can help me with that, then let's do it, Eddie. I'm ready to be your spy. Long story short, I started working for Edward, and to be honest, I loved it. Finding out the details of the stars' lives turned out to be ridiculously easy. They chatted and I listened and then brought the information to Ed on a platter. He was basking in the glory of a famous journalist, and I was enjoying the pool in my apartment in an elite residential complex. What a life! But one day, he asked me to do a very unusual job.
This is a popular writer, Archie River. I need you to find out something juicy about him. But there's one problem. He never parties and only ever stays at home and writes books.
What should I do then?
I used my connections. You'll work in his mansion as a live-in maid.
And serve again? I'm done running around with mops and trays. I'm a society chick now.
Look at the salary.
Now we're talking. What did you say the writer's name was? That evening, I went to a bookstore. The novels by Archie River were on the shelf for bestsellers, and there was a whole crowd gathered around them. It seemed that guy was really popular. I decided to see what he wrote about to know what I was getting into. Damn, what a sick jerk! All he writes about is women being abused and other horrors. How is this a bestseller? Who buys it? It's creepy. Hello, I'm the new maid. I don't think I'm very welcome here. It was a creepy house. The only staff there was the butler Peter and his elderly mother Rose. Those two could act in horror movies without any makeup. I stayed at River's mansion for a few days, but couldn't find anything. There were no photos, no letters, not even a phone there. No visitors came, and River hardly went anywhere as well. I was thinking of calling Ed and saying that the writer was a saint when I noticed something. Well, what do we have here? I started following River and realized that he often locked himself in that room and then came out happier than ever. I wondered what he was hiding there.
Hush. What are you trying to sniff out here, If I see you sneaking around again, you'll regret it. Got it? Stay in your room at night if you know what is good for you.
Ugh, Peter gave me goosebumps. I decided to find out where River was hiding the key. The next day, I hid and prepared to wait. What was Rose doing there? I decided to pay closer attention to the old lady. By the way, I noticed something else suspicious. The car had been parked by the house since I got there. Hey, what are you looking for in our trash? It was all very strange.
God, my head hurts.
Would you look at that? What had he put in Mr. Ryder's glass?
Your juice, Mr. River.
Not on my watch, Grandma. I'm sorry, I'm so clumsy.
Go get a rag in the kitchen and clean everything up. I hate dirty tablecloths.
No need, Mr. River. I'll do it myself. I wouldn't expect her to do anything well.
No, she's to blame. She should fix it. You, to the kitchen, now!
I saved him, but he was berating me. Rag, where was the rag? Oh, Rose had left the apron there. I decided to see what she was hiding. Found it! The key. I hoped it was the one I needed. And pills? Sleeping pills. Did Rose want the writer to pass out? Bon appetit and good night, psychos. I decided to leave the soup to them. I waited until the evening and decided to check on Rose and Peter. They were snoring away. Well done, Claire. River left somewhere in a car. That was my chance. What is this nonsense? Oh, you pervert. Edward better pay me well for such a find. What the hell? It seemed I was in trouble. The writer was a goddamn lunatic!
Archie has a new doll. Archie's going to play. Archie bought this doll a new dress, but the wig doesn't fit at all. We need to cut off the extra bits.
No. Just try it.
Yeah.
The faint-hearted might not want to watch this one. I will say one thing, I really went berserk that time. No one was allowed to touch Claire Willis like that.
Wait, Claire!
Now I knew who was watching the house. Were you sitting in the car and waiting for that jerk to kill me?
Wait, I know everything.
Go to hell before I kill you, Eddie! It wasn't that I didn't understand I was going too far, but I couldn't stop. Anger had taken control of me.
Well, it seems that girl's lost it.
My God, we need to call the cops. You want to play a game? Let's play. What was it you said? Let's get rid of the extra bits. The writer Archie River is a goddamn maniac, and I caught him. I exposed him. Film me. Come on. Claire Willis has exposed Archie River. Film it all. Where are you taking me? You should arrest him, not me. Do you think River got away with everything? Yeah, right. That psycho was declared insane and put in a mental hospital. Unfortunately, instead of becoming famous, I was brought to a police station and charged with assault. What the hell, guys? I almost fell victim to that psycho. Those accusations, of course, really pissed me off, and I started to get nervous.
She should be examined, too. She's obviously crazy.
Okay. The psychiatric examination showed that I wasn't mentally stable either. I had to learn to control my anger. Giving into it had awful consequences, to be honest. I paid for my outbursts dearly.
Where are my dolls? Where did Mom hide my pretty dolls? Archie wants to play!
Shut up, idiot!
Silence, both of you. Hey, Baldy, you got a present.
A present? For whom?
From a secret fan of yours.
By Edward Chase, Playing with Dolls. What the?
Archie River was born into a rich family. His mom and dad had always dreamed of a daughter and was very sad when she had a son. Of course, it left its mark. At school, it became clear that Archie was an unusual child. While the other boys were playing football, young River was dressing up dolls, playing at tea parties with toy dishes, and staring at mannequins in the windows. Honey, this is not normal. It seems our Archie is unwell.
It's nothing. He's just that age. Let him play and he'll soon get over it. It's not that big of a deal anyway.
And time passed, and it became clear that River was really going crazy. A psychiatrist prescribed him medications and asked him to write down what he felt. That was how Archie became a writer. The doctor expected to help the patient deal with his fantasies, but River started to come up with creepy stories. He described women being abused. Surprisingly, his books became bestsellers. For the time being, Archie behaved himself. The medications were working. But one day, about a year ago, River stopped taking them and went off the rails. He got into a car and left the house in the middle of the night.
Will you give me a ride? It's late and I can't call a taxi. My phone is dead.
Of course, no problem. Get in, doll. He kidnapped a girl. He shaved her head and put wigs on her and dressed her up. Basically, he played with her like she was his doll. And then the girl disappeared without a trace. No one knows what really happened to her to this day. River's wealthy parents hushed up the incident, so the police and the media left them alone. River's mother hired Peter and his mother Rose. They used to work at a psychiatric hospital and knew how to deal with someone mentally unstable. They started drugging River so that he would sleep peacefully at night and not do anything horrific.
When the waiter gave me back my bag, I was stunned. She looked just like the missing girl. I figured out how to expose the crazy writer and finally tell the public about his horrifying hobby. Who knew Claire Willis was even crazier? I swear. Edward Chase, someday I'll get out of here and you will regret that you were ever born.
Archie wants to play!
What the hell? What the? Hello, Victoria? Hello? Victoria was my best friend. We met in college and never parted since. She lived on campus and I rented an apartment. My parents lived in another city and doted on me. I never fell in with the wrong crowd and studied well. But one day, Vicky invited me to a cafe. When I came there, I immediately tensed up. My friend always looked cheerful, but that day, she seemed devastated. Victoria, what's wrong?
Lindsay, there's something you should know about Chase.
Chase was one of the most popular guys in college. He was handsome and we were dating. Oh, he was so cool.
I saw him with another girl.
What? That can't be true. Chase would never do that.
Lindsay, come on. Your boyfriend is cheating on you. I saw it with my own eyes. If you don't believe me, just follow him and see for yourself.
Of course, I didn't want to believe her words. but she stood her ground and I decided to follow Chase. See? Victoria had obviously mistaken Chase for someone else. I decided to come out and surprise him. I felt my heart break into tiny pieces. Chase Butler, you traitor!
Lindsay, wait!
I thought we were serious, but you are a fake. We're over. I spent several days lying in bed, listening to music and feeling miserable. But then, Victoria called me.
Hey, quit moping. There are plenty of fish in the sea. You should create an online dating profile and get your mind off things.
It was a stupid idea, of course, but I still decided to do it. Hello, beautiful. I was bored, so I texted him back. We started chatting, and Finn123 turned out to be a very interesting guy. I felt nice and comfortable chatting with him and didn't hesitate when he suggested we meet in real life.
Hi, Lindsay.
Wow, Finn123 turned out to be very handsome. We were chatting sweetly in a cafe when I got an idea. Finn, would you like to be my boyfriend? You see, I was betrayed very recently. I told Finn about Chase cheating on me. He listened to me and agreed to be my boyfriend to annoy my ex. Finn and I started dating. He was a perfect boyfriend. Chase could only grit his teeth with anger. At first, it flattered me, but then I realized that I was getting over that traitor and truly falling for Finn. We started dating for real. Victoria, this is Finn, my boyfriend. I noticed that my friend was giving Finn a weird look, and when we were left alone, I asked her what that was all about.
It's nothing. I was just surprised you got over Chase so quickly. It's all right. You and Finn are very good for each other. I am very happy for you.
I kept seeing Finn. Everything was fine, but then I realized that I didn't know anything about him at all. Neither about his family nor about his work. Weirdly enough, Finn didn't seem to want to tell me anything and ignored all my questions. I grew suspicious.
Lindsay, hi. You look great.
What do you want?
Let's go to a restaurant tonight.
You know I have a boyfriend. Unlike you, I don't lead a double life.
Lindsay, listen. I made a huge mistake and I want to fix it. Please, give me a chance.
Chase looked so pitiful, I agreed to come. We were only going to talk after all. What was the worst that could happen? However, Victoria didn't agree with me.
Lindsay, are you out of your mind? He betrayed you. Don't you dare go anywhere with him.
I guess you're right. I'll think about it. I knew that my friend was probably right, but I remembered Chase's eyes and decided to hear him out anyway. Well, what did you want to talk about?
Lindsay, I'm sorry. I acted like a real scumbag. After you broke up with me, I realized that I didn't need anyone but you. I love you, Lindsay. Let's start over.
He gave me such a look that I almost agreed. But then I got a grip of myself. No, Chase, we're done. A little later, I met with Finn and immediately noticed that my boyfriend seemed angry.
Where were you?
I went shopping with Victoria. My phone died.
Stop lying. I know you met your ex.
Damn, how did he find out about that? Finn was supposed to be at the gym at that time. He wouldn't have missed a workout for anything, not even for the sake of spying on his girlfriend. Weird. Oh, you mean that? We just talked. It wasn't important, so I'd already forgotten about it. The next morning, I noticed that Chase was missing classes. That was unlike him. He'd never done it before. And then, cops came to the college. It turned out that Chase hadn't come home. Damn it. What could have happened to him? Was I the last person to see him?
Stop lying. I know you met your ex.
I remembered how angry Finn had been after I'd met with Chase and decided to find out who my new boyfriend really was. He must be some sort of invisible man or secret agent. I can't find anything on him. There is no information at all. I knew something was off about him. My friend suggested I sneak into Finn's place and rummage through his things. I'd never done anything like that before, but it was time for desperate measures. Nothing here.
Have you watched detective movies? Touch the walls and see if the drawers have a double button.
Nothing here. This is useless. Wait. Gotcha. I found a lot of newspaper clippings. After skimming through them, I felt like everything inside me was shrinking and growing cold. They were all dedicated to missing girls.
What the hell? What the? Hello, Victoria? Hello?
I shouldn't have created that stupid dating profile. My parents had warned me I'd only meet psychos and murderers online. God, what's that? It was Chase! He was unconscious! Chase, come on, open your eyes!
You shouldn't have come. Now we'll have to live here.
Where were we? My head hurt terribly, but I plucked up the courage and looked around. Movies about hunters and lumberjacks came to mind. It seemed I was in some sort of cabin. The good thing was that I wasn't tied up. I decided to wait until that jerk got distracted.
I'm going to get some water. You better sit still.
Yeah, right. Finn took the bucket and left. I wasn't about to live with him in that hole. Sorry, but I preferred my cozy apartment. There had to be a road somewhere. That psychopath couldn't have flown me there. I was exhausted. Where the hell is the highway?
Running is useless. It's too far away. You'll drown in a swamp or meet a bear.
I had no choice but to stay. By the way, Finn was sweet and acted the part of a loving boyfriend. He took care of me, cooked for me, and turned on my favorite music. One day, I was looking for something in the desk drawer and came across makeup. God, why would Finn need it? I started to notice that Finn's appearance was changing. It seemed that he was getting older by the day. He now had wrinkles and gray hair. Of course, it was driving me crazy, but I decided not to show it. Who knew what he would do? If only there was a phone in the cabin, but it seemed I was doomed. Finn was acting even weirder than usual. He wasn't kind anymore. He was...
Leave me alone. I'm so sick of you.
Of course, I immediately remembered those clippings. I didn't want such an article to be written about me. I had to get out of there. Finn regularly left to get groceries. When he did that again, I hid in the back of his car. When we came to the city, I got to a police station and told the cops everything. They rushed to the store the car had stopped by, but found nothing. Of course, I couldn't tell them anything useful because I didn't know either the license plate number or the real name of that scum.
We'll find him. Here, miss. Call your family. We'll take you to a motel for the night.
Lindsay? Lindsay, baby, is that you?
Sweetie, where are you?
I'm fine. Mom and Dad said they would come and pick me up. I decided to call Victoria too. We hadn't spoken since...
Linz, thank goodness. I hadn't had time to warn you. He suddenly appeared and knocked me out. The cops had searched Finn's apartment but found nothing. He must have taken everything that could be used as evidence with him. But they said Finn had something to do with Greenhill University.
I couldn't sleep that night because I was too afraid. It felt like Finn would come back for me and drag me back to the cabin. Then I remembered about Greenhill. I wondered what he could be doing there. I found a number on the internet and decided to find out if a man named Finn Krister had ever studied there. I was told they didn't have a student with such a name.
And there are no students here, miss. This is a psychiatric clinic based at Greenhill University.
What the... I got really scared and called a cop, asking them to come and protect me.
Stay calm, miss. I'm coming.
The time dragged on endlessly, but then I saw a police car driving up to the motel. I ran out and jumped into the back seat. Thank you, officer.
Gotcha. This time, no one will find you.
I'd never been so scared, but I knew if I didn't do anything, I would be finished. I had to hurry up and get out of there before he woke up. Apparently, Finn had knocked out the cop and stuffed him into the trunk. Now, that would come in handy. Damn it! It was dark and scary. I decided to survive no matter the cost. No! He knocked me down and grabbed me by the neck. I dropped the gun. I was already losing consciousness when...
The perpetrator has been identified. He is a patient of the Green Hill Psychiatric Clinic who escaped a couple of years ago. He is extremely dangerous.
It turned out that Psycho was 40 years old. He posed as a young guy by dyeing his hair and covering up his wrinkles. They found a bunch of newspaper clippings in the lake cabin. Finn had been collecting stories about his achievements. They were used as evidence against him. I came back to my cozy apartment in the city where I studied. Of course, I met Victoria right away. She was beyond glad to see me and immediately hugged me. Hey, how's Chase doing?
He's in a hospital, but he'll be fine soon.
I wanted to forget about everything that had happened like it was a bad dream, but then I noticed that someone was watching me. He was standing outside my window and just looking at me. Then my phone vibrated. Victoria was calling me.
Lindsay, this is messed up. Your kidnapper escaped from the asylum.
Vicky, he's here.
Get out of there. Go to your parents' place.
I quickly packed my things and called a taxi. That was the hospital Chase was recovering in. He was there because of me. I decided to say goodbye to him one last time. Wait for me here. Hey Chase, how are you feeling?
Lindsay? I'm fine. What are you doing here?
I came to say goodbye. I'm going back to my parents. It will be safer for me there.
Lindsay, I'm sorry. I was a complete jerk and I shouldn't have flirted with another girl. It was a big mistake. All I need is you.
I forgave Chase and told him everything from the beginning. He listened attentively, frowning, and then asked me,
What did you say the town with the mental hospital was called?
Green Hill.
That's weird. Did you know that Victoria was also from Green Hill?
That was really strange. Chase also told me that Vicky had been hitting on him after our fight and visiting him in the hospital almost every day. What was the meaning of it? I called the psychiatric clinic and it turned out that Finn hadn't escaped. Victoria had lied to me so that I would get scared and get out of town. To the campus, please. I came to Victoria to talk, but the door to her room wasn't locked. Everything inside was upside down, and Victoria herself was nowhere to be found. I sat there until morning, waiting, but my sworn friend never showed up. I had no choice but to go to college. Something nice finally happened. Chase came to class. He had been discharged from the hospital. Vicky must have realized she'd messed up and left. Where could she be now?
You don't really know what your friend is capable of. She likes to hide and eavesdrop on other people's conversations. That's how she found out I was flirting with that girl.
Oh, what followed was such a mess. The cops came and arrested my former friend. It turned out that she had been pining for Chase for a long time. She had broken us up and told Finn I had gone to the restaurant. The cops found photos of us in the restaurant on her phone, and the gym cameras had filmed her showing the pictures to Finn. I remembered the way Victoria's face had darkened when I first met Finn. It turned out that when he'd escaped from the hospital a couple years ago, there had been posters all over Green Hill warning citizens about him. She'd immediately recognized him but chosen not to say anything, hoping that he would kill me and she would get the chance to be with Chase. I hope I'll never get into such trouble again. I'll pay closer attention to the people close to me.